just to see all these great musicians and to share the love and happiness and the joy, you know, I always come back to that because that's what jazz is to me. You know, I started when I was 4 years old, and I'm 34 now, so I've had 30 years of keeping the beat, good, bad, or indifferent. I mean, I've packed up those drums, and I've felt the feeling, just being able to help people feel that ultimate joy of the groove. You know, I live my life for the groove. You know, every day when I get up, I put some sounds on, and I say, well, hey, who am I going to groove with today? Who am I going to meet?
Do you remember like the moment where you were really inspired to play? Or?
Well, you know, when I was 4 years old, you know, my father received some bongo drums in Chicago for Christmas or something like that, and he never used to play them. They were always on the fireplace on the mantle or something. So I got them, and I started keeping a little beat onto the music because we always had swinging jazz playing in our house, you know. So I'm actually a big band baby boom baby. You know, I came up in the era rather of just swinging and keeping a groove. And you know, I was actually taught music by a bass player. I learned drums from a bass player, my father, and also Steve Condis, the world's greatest jazz tap dancer, in my opinion. And, you know, rhythms and accents from a dancer and pulse and groove from a bass player, that's my drum concept. That's why I don't work in too many bands, unfortunately, but I should take more drum lessons, but I don't know. But the most important thing, just being able to play a little bit of piano, a little bit of bass, a little bit of drums, scat a little bit, whatever, you know, just enough to have the understanding of knowing how to blend in with other people playing other instruments, you know.
Right, and you sure play with a lot of good bands.
Well, you know, I've been fortunate enough to keep the beat for some beautiful people in jazz, and that's really my dedication, you know, because people my age usually don't get the opportunity to express themselves and learn from the masters while they're still here.
Right, because I remember seeing you, I think it was on television with Count Basie's orchestra.
Right, in 1979 I was Basie's drummer for a whole year all around the world, and you know, that was such a thrill. You know, I was on TV close to 11 times that year, and it was Basie's 75th birthday celebration all over the country. Wherever we would go, there'd be tremendous parties for Basie and everything. And I'll tell you something, Basie treated me with so much love, and he gave me so many opportunities. And, you know, I really wish I, you know, just could have had more of an opportunity to really sit down and talk to him and everything like that, because I never really wanted to bother him, because wherever we would go, people would just, you know, jump all over him and everything. And, you know, so we communicated on the bandstand. I mean, when we felt that ultimate feeling of just Freddie Green, bless his heart, was there, just cooking and grooving. And, you know, we had a great bassist, Cleveland Eaton, who used to play with Ramsey Lewis and a few other people in Chicago. And, you know, we just had, like, just a smoking rhythm section. And that's the essence of jazz, really. I mean, if you have that foundation and that pulse and that groove, it's the heartbeat of any band. So, you know, just being given the opportunity to sit in the driver's seat of the Basie band. You know, I mean, Basie, you know, gave me a great opportunity to be able to, you know, just travel around the world and play some of the greatest arrangements in jazz history, and just thrill the people if I could, you know, and be part of the ultimate joy of just keeping the groove and swinging.
Speaking of influences, who are some of the drummers that influence your style?
I would almost think everybody that's played before me, you know. I even influence myself at times. No, but no, I can only say that Bill's one of my biggest inspirations, but for many reasons other than you know, all I can say is that all the great masters. I mean, I've tried to listen and make tape copies and watch films of all the great drummers from the 30s and the 40s. You know, Big Sid Catlett and Papa Joe Jones and Chick Webb and Shadow Wilson and Gus Johnson and, you know, all the great drummers. You know, of the swing era, whatever, you know. I'm sure I'm leaving a few out that deserve to be mentioned, or whatever.
Well, I'm sure J.C. Hurd.
Oh, J.C., I'm terribly sorry. J.C. is one of the finest, too, you know. Plus, he's right from here, you know. I was hanging with him last night when we were watching the tribute to Thad Jones with Mel Lewis. And that was a thrill, just to sit with one of the masters there and listen to him, you know, astutely critique the performance in his own little unique style, you know. But I love J.C. with all my heart, and you know, the human spirit is an amazing thing, and J.C. has come back, you know, in 100% with all the energy and love to play great music, and he has an album out. I hear I'm dying.